All right, what's up, y'all? Today is June 26, 2023. Coming off one of the biggest trading days I've had in a while, so I just want to give y'all a quick rundown on how I chart pre-market, how I prepare myself. I try to make charting and execution as simple as possible, and I feel like it's very easy to replicate. So I'm just going to do a quick breakdown on how I did that today. So coming into the day, we're looking at the QQQ chart. So just bigger picture, right? Always want to look at the overall bigger picture on the day. So I come to the daily chart. We see that we came up here, rejected, came up here, rejected, and recently we came up here and rejected again. So my overall bias on the day is bearish. All right, so now we're gonna zoom into a smaller time frame. We're gonna zoom into the 1 hour. Um, so coming into today, I want to look for support, right? Where are possible levels of support resistance? So I come over to the 360 level market because every time we came down to the zone or to this area, we bounced. So then if this breaks, where's the next level we could possibly fall to? I would like to mark this level because this was a key level, right? Every time we came up to this level, we rejected pretty hard. So this was resistance. Once resistance breaks, it then turns into support. So we're gonna mark that level right there. And obviously, as you can see, we fell down to that level today, but we're just ignoring that for right now. This is my chart. This is how my chart looked pre-market. So I'm just doing it over for y'all. So I see these two levels. These are my two key levels that I'm watching for the day. Cool. So now I'm gonna zoom in to a smaller time frame. We're gonna do the 15 minute, right? So now I want to look, get a closer look on everything. So coming into the morning pre-market, I want to see, okay, what are key levels that the stock could possibly reject and bounce at, right? We see that after hours or pre-market today, we had some trouble getting over this level. It's 363 level, and we also had some trouble getting over this level here. We can call it really 365, but it's 364.86. Cool. And then we can mark this level just for the sake of it, right? All right. So what else do we see on this chart? 15-minute chart. I see a nice downtrend forming, right? I see a downtrend forming from here all the way down to where we were at pre-market. Cool. So there's a lot of ways you could have played this today. I honestly missed the open because I was very busy this morning. I ended up coming back and making my money later than I would have liked. But my best entry, ideal entry would have been here. Break over this because we see some consolidating. Okay, cool. And then we're also holding above this 360 level. So I want to see if we continue to push up, right? So this break over here would have been over the trend line would have been ideal with the target of here because we did reject pretty hard here pre-market, right? So our first target would have been here, second target would have been here, right? Cool. So we're going to ignore these, we're going to erase these lines just because I want y'all to see very clear, right? Um, Now, honestly, if you wanted to try it, you could have played puts at this level as well because we did have a big rejection off this level, so that would have been an ideal entry as well. Um, Now we're gonna come down, right? Now I started watching and trade intraday trading around this area, right? So I see that we had a pretty big rejection off of this level. Cool. So the first thing my eye is trained for is to look at and try to find trend. So I see that we came here, made a nice move up. We came down here, made a pretty strong move up, and then we came here and made a pretty strong move up. So I would mark this trend line, right? Mark this trend line. If this breaks, our next possible targets to the downside would be this is a pretty big level the stock bounced off prior day, right? So I would mark this level as a target. And then we also have our 360 support that is sitting right under that. So now we're going to zoom into the 5 minutes so y'all get an even clearer picture, right? So I entered the market around here, right? I made my first entry here for a quick scalp. I entered here and I think I sold right here. because I wasn't sure if we were going to bounce right here because this is where we made a strong bounce at pre-market. So I enter here, and that was my first entry. And then the stock came down and bounced that prior day low, right? Okay, so we're at prior day low is at 361, basically you could say. Then we started consolidating right here. I don't know if it's going to show, but the 8 EMA was also holding the stock down. So I had confidence in entering my big short position where I entered it at. Um, Let me see. Yeah, it shows up on the chart. Excuse my chart if it's kind of messy. So I'm gonna erase some of these lines. Boom. Just get rid of some of this just so I can clear up the chart a little bit. So the 8-9 EMA was holding this stock down, and we started making a push down to the prior day low, which was at 361 or 360.85 to be specific. I saw we were coming down for the third touch, and I was pretty confident that we were going to flush through this level because the 9 EMA was holding the stock down. So I was like, okay, I'm confident entering this with targets of 360 because 360 was our prior support. This level broke, so I entered my full position size here with a stop, very tight stop was located right here. Wasn't trying to take on much loss today. Entered here, and then we made a strong flush down. And then as soon as we hit this level, this is where I exited. Right. All right. So I did obviously exit at this 360 level because it was previous support. So I was expecting a strong move up or anything, right? But we obviously didn't get that. We made it a strong flush below it. At this point is where I was done for the day. I made my money. I entered the market. I was trading later than I normally trade. I normally like to trade the first 2 hours or so. And I think around this time it was around 12 o'clock. It was 12 o'clock when I died. It was 12:05. So after this trade, I was done. I don't like trading after 12 o'clock. But let's say, for instance, you did miss this trade, right? You could have played something I like to call the break and retest. Now, with the break and retest, we do know that this 360 level was a strong support level, right? So when support breaks, it then becomes resistance. So I want to look for an entry off of this 360 level back to the downside. And today presented that perfectly. We're gonna get rid of this, just so I can clear the chart up for y'all. And then we're gonna zoom in on the 5 minute. So this 360 level is a level that we're looking at. So we made a strong push below this on the 5 minute candle. Boom, we made a strong push down all the way to 359 basically. And then we made a little move back up. Now this 360 level, after support breaks, it then becomes resistance. So you could have played a break and retest is what it is called. So you could have entered here for puts with the stop loss very tight. So you're not risking anything at all really. You could have entered here, probably put your stop here if you wanted to be safe. Um, Entered here for puts and then played it to the downside and made a move from 360 all the way down to 358 basically. That's a $2 move. Could have made good money off of that. And then later in the day, we made another push back up here to this 360 level again. And when support breaks, it then becomes resistance. So you could have entered here and then played it down all the way to this level, 357.59. And ironically, this is a level that was previous resistance, right? So support breaks, when support breaks, it then becomes resistance. And when resistance breaks, it then becomes support. So we obviously had a big gap here. There was no price action anywhere in between here that would have stopped the stock from coming all the way down to this 357.50 level, honestly. And obviously we did fill that gap today. So yeah, that's a very simple way on how I made my money today. I will continue to drop videos and post videos explaining different strategies, explaining how I trade, my executions on the day, just giving y'all overall, um, just overall information. But yeah, man, I know trading can be hard to find a lot of all of the information. Um, so I'm just here to give y'all the information and knowledge that I have. I have been trading for a while, and I do feel like I'm very knowledgeable, especially on price action and the way stocks move. So I'm just here to be that resource for y'all, man. If y'all got any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'm gonna get back to them. You got any questions, you want to DM me directly, you can follow me on Instagram at the Wall Street Bully. I'm gonna put it right there. And yeah, that's it, man. Like, comment, subscribe, send my videos to your friends. Tell your friends to send my videos to their friends, and we all gonna get rich, man. I promise you. Just lock in, lock in. All right, thank you.